Jeniffer Rothwell was last seen leaving her home early on Tuesday morning. Her family, including her husband, put up flyers around the area with her picture and created a Facebook page called Find Jeniffer Rothwell, offering a $25,000 reward. Officers have been searching for her all afternoon, but this is the first time they've set up crime scene tape. It's now clear that this missing person case has turned into a homicide investigation. To understand how such a tragedy happened, let's start by looking at Jeniffer Rothwell's life in the fall of 2019. At 28, Jeniffer had a successful career as a process engineer for DuPont in Chesterfield and was about to get a promotion. Her husband, 31-year-old Beau, was also doing well in his job as a chemical engineer for Abitech. The couple had been together for 9 years, recently bought a home, and were excited to welcome their first child. From the outside, their life seemed perfect. But as the saying goes, some things can't stay hidden forever. The sun, the moon, and the truth. Jeniffer Rothwell was born on November 20th to Mark and Robin Von Hausen in Overland Park, Kansas. She grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, and graduated from Park Hill High School. Afterward, she went on to earn her degree in chemical engineering from the University of Missouri in Columbia. Known for her outgoing personality and quick sense of humor, Jennifer's college roommate described her as someone who was always cracking jokes, a true social butterfly. Beau Rothwell, born just a month after Jeniffer in December, also studied chemical engineering at the University of Missouri. While Jeniffer was lively and talkative, Beau was more laid back and quiet, often described as reserved. He was an avid racquetball player, and in the spring of 2010, their paths crossed on campus. They bonded over their shared interests, and by September 2015, they were married. 3 years later, they bought a spacious home in Creve Coeur, signaling their readiness to start a family. However, starting a family wasn't as easy as they'd hoped. In the fall of 2018, they began trying to conceive, but Jeniffer faced a setback in December when she was diagnosed with endometriosis. Despite this challenge, they continued trying throughout the spring of 2019, but without success. By June, Beau claimed that their efforts had begun to strain their relationship. What was once an intimate experience started feeling more like a task. They both agreed to take a break from trying. In September, Jeniffer gave them the news they had been waiting for. She was pregnant. Excited, the couple started making plans for their future, from designing a nursery to adjusting their insurance for the baby's arrival. But behind the scenes, things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Jeniffer began noticing changes in Beau's behavior that made her feel uneasy. She even Googled what to do if your husband is upset that you're pregnant, but unfortunately, she would never get the chance to address her concerns. On November 12th, Jeniffer was reported missing. She was last seen leaving their home on North Winds Drive early on Tuesday morning. Her family, including Beau, posted flyers with Jeniffer's photo and created a Facebook page called Find Jeniffer Rothwell, offering a $25,000 reward. On November 11th, a winter storm had hit the area, covering everything in snow and freezing rain, making the roads dangerous. Around 9:44 p.m. that evening, Beau called the police to report Jeniffer missing. He explained that her coworkers had contacted him, worried because she hadn't shown up for work that day. He told officers that she had left their home at 6:20 a.m. to head to work. Beau also mentioned that a mutual friend had found Jeniffer's car abandoned on the side of a local road. The car door was locked, but her cell phone was visible inside. Police quickly found the car, but Jeniffer's purse was missing. Beau told them he had been searching for Jeniffer since 8:30 p.m. after hearing from her coworkers. When officers asked Beau about any marital issues, he remained silent. Still, he agreed to go to the station to give a full statement. At the station, Officer Worth began by asking Beau to walk him through his day. Beau explained that he went to work around 8 a.m., but left early around 10:30 a.m. because he was feeling sick. He also mentioned that the night before, he and Jeniffer had watched The Great British Baking Show on Netflix, worked on a pregnancy countdown calendar, and went to bed around 8 or 9 p.m. When Officer Worth asked Beau what he thought happened to his wife, Beau simply replied, "I have no clue, man." When Officer Worth examined the car, he quickly noticed that Jeniffer's purse was missing. It seemed odd that the car was locked, but her purse was nowhere to be found. Beau remarked, That makes me think she didn't take her purse and lock it herself, but his tone betrayed uncertainty. Officer Worth asked if Beau was willing to put that statement in writing, to which Beau hesitated and replied, "Maybe. I feel like I would need a lawyer for that or something." He seemed increasingly uneasy. "Just a written statement," Officer Worth clarified, trying to reassure him. "You're not suspected of anything right now." Beau still appeared uncomfortable and, after a brief pause, responded, "I don't know. I was just trying to answer the question simply, but I kind of feel like I want a lawyer. We're going down a lot of rabbit holes here." His reluctance raised suspicions. Detectives from the St. Louis County Police were called in to open a formal investigation. It didn't help that Beau refused to allow them to search his home, car, or phone. This only fueled the suspicion, leading investigators to search the curbside trash bin near his property. Among the discarded items, they found rubber gloves, paper towels, and cleaning supplies, including a receipt for the cleaning products purchased just the day before Jennifer's disappearance. The investigators warned Beau that they'd be returning with a search warrant. On November 13th, just 2 days after Jennifer was reported missing, police arrived with the warrant. They spent hours combing through the couple's home, and Beau was taken into custody shortly after posting an appeal on Facebook asking for help in finding his missing wife. In the post, he claimed, "Some of you may have already heard, but last night my wife Jennifer went missing. I've filed a police report and the search is ongoing. Please, if you hear of anything or have any information, it would be greatly appreciated." As investigators continued their search, they uncovered troubling evidence. Inside the Rothwell home, they found wet carpets soaked with bleach and large patches of blood that had soaked through the carpeting and into the underlying pad. The discovery pointed to a clear attempt to cover up evidence. On November 14th, just days after Jennifer's disappearance, the St. Louis County Police officially reclassified the case as a homicide. That same day, Beau was charged with tampering with evidence. Surveillance footage from a nearby store showed Beau purchasing cleaning products, bleach, gloves, and carpet cleaner, just the night before Jennifer went missing. The documents indicated that Beau had used the products in an attempt to scrub away the large bloodstains, effectively trying to impair the investigation into his wife's murder. Beau was arrested and held on a bond of $100,000. His first court appearance on the tampering charge was set for the following day, but the case quickly escalated. Prosecutors announced that additional charges would be brought against Beau. The court revoked his bond immediately. On November 18th, just days after the charges were filed, police reported a breakthrough. With Beau's assistance, authorities discovered human remains about 45 miles away from the Rothwell home. Tragically, those remains were confirmed to be Jennifer's on what would have been her 29th birthday. As investigators pieced together the evidence, they discovered even more damning information. Beau had attempted to clean the house with bleach, but the blood, now confirmed to be Jennifer's, was too plentiful to cover up. The recently purchased cleaning supplies found in a trash bin and the receipt for those products were further evidence of Beau's involvement. Adding to the suspicion was the revelation that Beau had been carrying on an affair for several months. Police found a list Beau had written, weighing the pros and cons of continuing his marriage to Jennifer. In the pros column, he listed things like better sex life, more respect, and fresh start. In the cons column, he noted the cost of losing half his assets, the shame he'd bring to his family, and the challenges of taking on his lover's child. The affair came to light when police traced a phone number that had been linked to Beau's cell phone records. The woman on the other end, a 31-year-old who identified herself as Beau's girlfriend, revealed that they had been together for about 6 months and that she was aware of Jennifer's pregnancy. This additional revelation provided a possible motive for the crime and painted a clearer picture of the emotional turmoil that led to Jennifer's tragic death. After Beau Rothwell's trial, everyone waited anxiously for the jury's decision. Beau's lawyer tried to convince the jury to charge Beau with voluntary manslaughter, arguing that his actions were caused by a sudden burst of anger not planned in advance. He also asked for lighter charges, like abandoning Jennifer's body and hiding evidence. But after hours of listening to evidence and testimonies, the jury took just over 3 hours to come back with a shocking verdict. Beau was guilty of first-degree murder. Slogan. When the guilty verdict was read aloud, Jennifer's family couldn't hold back their emotions. Relief mixed with grief filled the room as they cried both tears of pain and joy. It wasn't happiness because they could bring Jeniffer back, but the weight of knowing that Beau would never hurt anyone again. He was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of getting out. For Jeniffer's family, this was justice, but it couldn't bring back their loved one. Beau, now facing his punishment, seemed sorry for what he had done. He apologized to Jeniffer's family, saying he wished it had never happened, but his apology didn't change anything. The damage was done, and no words could undo the pain. Jeniffer's mother, Robin von Hausen, cried as she remembered her daughter. She said Jeniffer had been the light of their lives, and they had dreamed of spending many more years together, but those dreams were stolen by Beau's actions. Still, some closure came from knowing that Beau would pay for what he had done. Beau's betrayal wasn't just a mistake, it was a plan. He wasn't just unfaithful, he was trying to build a new life with someone else. He had even made a list comparing Jeniffer to his mistress, deciding which life he wanted. His actions were cold and selfish, and they led to Jeniffer's brutal murder. What seemed like a crime of passion was actually months of lies and planning, ending in tragedy. In the end, Beau's life sentence felt like the only justice Jeniffer's family could get, but it didn't bring back their daughter. Beau's fresh start, his dream of a life with his mistress, was destroyed, and he would now spend the rest of his life in prison. The case was over, but the pain would never go away for Jeniffer's loved ones. The trial left one question hanging in the air. Was Beau's sentence enough? Could anything make up for the pain he caused? Jeniffer's family would never fully heal, but they had justice. And as for Beau, his attempt to escape his old life led to his own prison of guilt, a prison he would never leave.